Young Caesar. A star is born in Rome. Rome, 100 BC. A star is born. In the bustling streets of ancient Rome, amidst the grandeur and the chaos, a young boy was destined to change the course of history. His name? Gaius Julius Caesar, a name that would echo through the ages, synonymous with power, ambition, and legacy. Caesar wasn't born into great wealth. His family, though noble, lived modestly compared to the elite of Rome. They were respected, but not excessively wealthy. But he had something better: ambition. He dreamed of glory. From a young age, Caesar was determined to rise above his circumstances. He was driven by a vision of greatness that few could understand. Rome, with its gladiators and emperors, was the place to be. It was a city of dreams and nightmares, where the brave could become legends and the weak could be forgotten. Caesar's family had a good name. They were part of the Julii, an ancient and respected lineage. This heritage gave Caesar a sense of pride and a foundation to build upon. They claimed descent from Venus. Imagine the bragging rights. To be able to say that you were descended from a goddess was no small thing in Rome. Young Caesar was bright and athletic. He was not just a dreamer, he was a doer. He trained his body and mind, preparing himself for the challenges ahead. He excelled in physical and intellectual pursuits. Whether it was in the gymnasium or the library, Caesar was always pushing himself to be the best. The stage was set for greatness. Every experience, every challenge, was a stepping stone towards his ultimate goal. Caesar's early life was full of adventure. He faced pirates, political rivals, and even a lion. His journey was anything but ordinary. Okay, maybe not a lion, but the dangers he faced were real and formidable. But it makes for a good story, right? These experiences shaped him. They taught him resilience, strategy, and the art of survival. They made him tough, resilient, and ready to conquer the world, or at least Rome. With every challenge, Caesar grew stronger, more determined, and more prepared for the destiny that awaited him. The making of a general, from soldier to conqueror. Julius Caesar's journey from a young soldier to a legendary conqueror is a tale of ambition, strategy, and relentless determination. Caesar's military career started early. As a young man, he joined the Roman army, eager to prove himself and make a name in the annals of history. He wasn't afraid of a fight. In fact, he thrived in the chaos of battle, showing a natural talent for leadership and combat. He quickly rose through the ranks. His soldiers loved him. They admired his bravery and his willingness to share in their hardships. He led from the front. He shared their hardships. Whether it was the biting cold or the scorching heat, Caesar was always there, enduring the same conditions as his men. He was one of them. This camaraderie forged a bond of loyalty that would be crucial in his future campaigns. Caesar's campaigns took him across the ancient world. He fought in Spain, Gaul, modern-day France, and even Britain. Each campaign was a testament to his strategic genius and unyielding resolve. Imagine the stories he could tell, tales of bravery, cunning, and the relentless pursuit of victory. He was a brilliant strategist. His ability to outthink and outmaneuver his enemies was legendary. He was also ruthless when he needed to be. In battle, he showed no mercy, understanding that sometimes harsh decisions were necessary for the greater good. Caesar's Gallic wars were legendary. These campaigns not only expanded Rome's territories, but also solidified his reputation as one of history's greatest military minds. He conquered all of Gaul. This was no small feat. It was a monumental achievement that showcased his tactical brilliance and relentless drive. That's like conquering all of Europe today. The scale of his conquest was unprecedented and reshaped the map of the ancient world. He wrote about it in his book, Commentaries on the Gallic War. It was a bestseller. Well, for its time. His writings provided a detailed account of his campaigns and offered insights into his strategic mind. These victories made Caesar a hero in Rome. People cheered his name. His triumphs were celebrated with grand parades and public festivities. They showered him with honors. He received accolades and titles, further cementing his status as a Roman icon. But his growing power made some people nervous. The Senate, wary of his influence, began to see him as a potential threat to the Republic. They saw him as a threat. The political intrigue and conspiracies that followed would set the stage for one of the most dramatic chapters in Roman history. Caesar's ladder to power, ambition, betrayal, and triumph. The story of Julius Caesar is one of the most compelling in history, filled with ambition, betrayal, and ultimate triumph. Back in Rome, things were changing. The city was a bustling hub of activity. But beneath the surface, tensions were rising. The Republic was in trouble. Economic disparities and political corruption were rampant, causing unrest among the citizens. The Senate, Rome's ruling council, was divided. Power struggles were common. Intrigue filled the air. Caesar saw his chance. He was a man of great ambition, and he knew that the time was ripe for change. He marched on Rome with his loyal legions. This was not just a military maneuver. It was a calculated risk to seize power. It was a bold move. His soldiers were fiercely loyal, and they believed in his vision for Rome. Crossing the Rubicon River was an act of war. It was a point of no return, a declaration that he was ready to challenge the status quo. The die is cast, he supposedly said. Civil war erupted, the stakes were high, and the future of Rome hung in the balance. Caesar's forces clashed with those of Pompey, his rival. The battles were fierce and bloody, each side fighting for control of Rome. The Roman world held its breath. Citizens watched anxiously, knowing that the outcome would shape the future of their civilization. In the end, Caesar triumphed. His strategic brilliance and the loyalty of his troops led him to victory. Pompey was defeated and later assassinated. His death marked the end of an era and the beginning of Caesar's dominance. Caesar became the most powerful man in Rome. His triumph was celebrated with grand processions and public adulation. He was declared dictator for life. This unprecedented move solidified his control over Rome, but it also sowed the seeds of future conflict. But his rise to power came at a cost. Rome was forever changed. The Republic that had stood for centuries was now a shadow of its former self, and the echoes of Caesar's ambition would resonate through history. Hail Caesar, the reformer, changing the face of Rome. Caesar wasn't just a conqueror, he was a reformer. He wanted to make Rome a better place. He knew the Republic was broken. He set out to fix it, or at least to try. Caesar implemented many reforms. He reformed the calendar. We still use his Julian calendar today with a few tweaks. He granted citizenship to people in Rome's conquered territories. He even started a public library. Caesar's reforms were popular with the people. They saw him as a strong leader. They appreciated his efforts to improve their lives. But not everyone was happy. Section 5. Caesar and Cleopatra. A love story for the ages. Caesar's personal life was as dramatic as his public life. He had several wives and even more affairs. But his most famous romance was with Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt. They met in Egypt. Caesar was smitten with the beautiful and intelligent queen. They became lovers. Their affair was legendary. It was a scandal. It was true love. It was both. Cleopatra and Caesar had a son, Caesarion. Caesar never formally recognized him as his heir, but their relationship had important political implications. It strengthened Caesar's hold on power. It also added fuel to the fire of his enemies' resentment. Section 6. The Ides of March, a date with destiny. Not everyone loved Caesar as much as the people did. His power and ambition made enemies. They saw him as a tyrant. They feared he wanted to be king. A group of senators conspired to get rid of Caesar. They plotted in secret. Among them were Brutus and Cassius, once friends and allies of Caesar. Et tu, Brute, Caesar supposedly said, when he saw Brutus among his attackers. On March 15th, 44 BC, the Ides of March, Caesar entered the Senate. He had no idea what awaited him. The senators surrounded him. They stabbed him repeatedly. Caesar, the mighty conqueror, fell to the ground. He was dead. Section 7. The Aftermath, Rome in Turmoil. Caesar's assassination sent shockwaves through Rome. The people were outraged. They mourned their fallen leader. The conspirators had hoped to restore the Republic. They had miscalculated. Rome descended into chaos. Civil war erupted again. Caesar's allies, Mark Antony and Octavian, his adopted son, vowed revenge. They hunted down the assassins. They fought for control of Rome. The Roman world was in turmoil. The Republic was dead. Caesar's death had created a power vacuum. Who would fill it? The answer would determine the fate of Rome. Section 8. Legacy of the Caesar, a giant's shadow. Caesar was gone, but his legacy lived on. He left an indelible mark on Rome and the world. He was a brilliant general, a shrewd politician, and a charismatic leader. Caesar's conquests expanded the Roman Republic. His reforms transformed Roman society. His writings provided valuable insights into ancient Roman life. Even his name became synonymous with power and authority. Caesar's assassination became a defining moment in Roman history. It marked the end of the Republic and the beginning of the Roman Empire. It also inspired countless works of art, literature, and drama. Section 9. From Republic to Empire, the rise of Augustus. After years of civil war, Caesar's heir, Octavian, emerged victorious. He defeated Mark Antony and Cleopatra in the Battle of Actium in 31 BC. Rome was his. Octavian, now known as Augustus, became the first Roman emperor. He ushered in a new era of peace and prosperity. The Pax Romana, or Roman peace, lasted for 2 centuries. Augustus was a shrewd ruler. He consolidated his power, he reformed the Roman government, he beautified the city of Rome, he established a dynasty that would rule for generations. Section 10. Conclusion: Caesar's enduring impact. Julius Caesar's story is one of ambition, power, and betrayal. He was a complex and controversial figure. He was a hero to some, a tyrant to others. But one thing is certain, he left an enduring legacy. Caesar's conquests, reforms, and writings shaped the course of Western civilization. His assassination served as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power, and his name continues to resonate throughout history. Julius Caesar, general, statesman, writer, lover, dictator. His life and death were larger than life. He was a man who changed the world, and his story continues to fascinate and inspire us today.